I'm giving you a promotion.
I know. I was like, hey.
I'd like to introduce Roger De Leon. He is an agency account manager at Indeed. He's been at Indeed for 9 years. In June, I think it was
That's
9 years.
9 years.
And not only is Roger an excellent partner to Shaker, but he is also the world's greatest Austin, Texas tour guide. So, Roger, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Megan, thanks for having me. I appreciate the floor here and the conversation that we're going to have today.
Awesome.
And for just also being a wonderful partner to me personally and to our team.
Awesome. We absolutely love working with you. Can you explain the challenges that Indeed helps organizations solve?
Yeah, no, I think one of the challenges that Indeed helps employers solve is just restoring trust in the hiring process. Indeed helps, we're trying to help that meet that erosion that's occurring between employers and candidates. It's a big challenge to our industry, right? So surveys have highlighted some of the frustration on both sides, and the job seekers as well as the employers. Things like transparency and unsettling expectations of what the candidate's looking for and also what the employer's looking for. So we try and really help set the stage of opening up and bringing some clarity in what that communication funnel is like. The overall intention is to help both ends of the spectrum on that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And transparency is a big word over there at Indeed. So, and we appreciate that because it should absolutely be beneficial to the employer. Obviously, they're the ones paying.
That's right.
But it also needs to be beneficial to the candidates because they're the ones that are, sort of the commodity, and they need to be happy with the process as well.
You're exactly right with that, Megan. I mean, I think there's a lot of things that Indeed can do that would make my job easier, your job easier, our team's jobs easier, and of course our employer partners' jobs easier. But if it takes away from the job seeker candidate experience, that really dilutes what we're able to offer employers and partners like Shaker. We have to have an ideal candidate experience. Otherwise, we don't really have a product.
Yeah, I agree. If you build it, they don't necessarily come. It has to be done right.
This is true. Absolutely.
Awesome. How long have you been partnering with Shaker? Has it been the whole time that you've been at Indeed?
No. I've had the benefit of working with a lot of different agency partners during my 9 years at Indeed. The bulk of which has been with our friends here at Shaker. I'd say about 6-7 years out of my 9 years, and I really enjoy working with you all. There's, we try and remain agnostic as it relates to our agency partnerships, but with Shaker being such a family-oriented organization, it's easy to feel partial to you all. But there are a lot of reasons why an employer would work with an agency, not just like Shaker, but other recruitment advertising agencies. They're also doing great work in the space.
Yeah, for sure. And I appreciate you saying that because having worked at other agencies myself, it really is a wonderful thing to see that Shaker focuses on partnerships, right? And really believes that they treat, the Shaker family always says, we treat our employees like family, we treat our clients like family, and we treat our partners like family. And we really appreciate that reciprocity with Indeed, and your support and our charities has been really important to us too. So it really has been a mutually beneficial relationship. For sure. Recently we've seen a lot of changes in our industry. Especially in the last few months, as Absolutely. I'm sure you felt as well. Why do you think that is?
There's a lot of reasons. I think in the last 5 years, a lot of changes not only just impacted, our jobs and talent acquisition and recruiting, but just the world in general, right? So, of course, the biggest change we saw come through was back in 2020 with the advent of the COVID pandemic. There was a lot of restructuring and reshuffling and how employers are going about doing the work that they provide, as well as how they treat their employees and the resources and tools that they give their employers. So yeah, a lot of changes there, and of course technology is also a big factor in that as well, right? Artificial intelligence, AI is the big buzzword, but there's space for that. I think we're in media, which is always ever evolving, right? A lot of us have been in this industry for a long time. I mean, Shaker's been doing this, since the 60s, really.
Since 1951, yeah.
51, but really getting into the recruitment and advertising space, for well over 60, 70 years.
Yeah.
So, and that's one of the reasons why an employer will work with partners like Shaker, is just that additional support and expertise that you all lend to things. But going back to AI, I think sometimes it can sound daunting, sounds a little scary, especially if you don't feel like you know a lot about it. But it's one of those technologies that is constantly evolving, and the intention is to make everyone's jobs and also the candidates' experience more easy, more transparent, and allowing from the employer side of things, giving your recruiters space to be able to focus on some things that may not be, they may need to pour more of their focus on, and then allowing that AI to take care of some of those more ancillary, repetitive tasks, and really streamline the process.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How do you see that sort of shaping the way job boards do things in the future?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of that. You're seeing that not just with Indeed, but a lot of our competition is sort of following suit and understanding that this is kind of the new advent of recruitment advertising and talent acquisition strategy, is to really, we're all having to embrace the newness and the new technology, things like integrations, to allow employers to take better advantage of their pretty significant investment in the platforms and infrastructure that they use, ATS, to help streamline their process, and ultimately come to making more hires more quickly, and then also further developing the quality of those hires. So it's something that's exciting, and it's one of the things that I think just the technology itself is a learning technology. So it's individually suited for the user. It learns alongside you, and the intention there again is to try and help make your job a little easier, allowing you to focus on some things and trusting in the technology to help you in others.
Yeah, that's awesome. We'll see how it continues to evolve, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome. So what is your best advice for a talent acquisition employee for the future, for 2026? What would be your best advice?
Oh gosh, I wish I had the sports almanac for from Back to the Future, but I would just say keeping an open mind as it relates to the technology, but also keeping an open mind when it comes to networking. Little plug-in for Indeed's Future Works coming up in September.
I will be there.
And we appreciate it. I hope to see you there too. But this is, when we talk about what the future brings, it's, the one constant in life is change, right? Where we're at right now today in talent acquisition and recruitment advertising is we're evolving pretty quickly. And so we need, I would say, to TA leaders to keep an open mind on the new technology and how to integrate that within your current processes and system. We don't want to change anything. The intention is to help those folks make better decisions and also provide a better experience on the candidate side. So keeping in mind that, the networking involved, embracing the technology, providing true and constant feedback. I think that's one of the things that from my side of things, when I talk to employers that are working with Shaker, I always tell them, be as transparent as possible with your agency partners, because the more you tell them, the better that they can help you solve the problems that you need to help with.
So for sure, and we always say that the data is is important, but the feedback is equally as important, right?
That's right.
Because, sometimes there's some human elements that play a role in the fact that maybe the data isn't speaking the full truth, right?
That's right.
And so that combination really does help move things in the right direction.
It does, yeah. No, and the goal there is, I think we should all be open to, constructive feedback. Sometimes, you can be, I'm a sensitive person. I can feel sensitive when it comes to feedback or criticism. But the goal of that is to get better and to learn more in the process. So, just embracing the technology, leaning into your networks, and then working with your partners as to what's new, what's coming up that can help us evolve and better integrate our technologies, and again make our jobs easier.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, Roger, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Megan.
I appreciate it.
Happy to be here.
All righty.
Yeah.